So condescending, unnecessarily critical. I have the tendency of getting very physical. So watch your step, cause if I do, you'll need it.
I remember going to my dad's high school as you know, a little kid and kind of throughout middle school and watching the variety show that they put on, and there were always a group of guys singing. It was an a cappella group, and the girls would go crazy for them. They were kind of like the jocks of the school. I remember sitting there like, it was like 7th or 8th grade year being like, I want to be that guy. At the time I wasn't going to that high school, but then we moved right before high school where my dad moved us into the district so that we would go to the same high school that he was at, Glenbrook South. I started my freshman year off in band and then switched halfway through to choir just because my schedule was already set, and joined the freshman choir and kind of went from there and just kind of fell in love with it, and it was a huge, huge part of my high school career. Not really. I mean, you'd get your little jokes or comments once in a blue moon, but nothing, really not much, because it wasn't like uncommon for the males to be involved in choir at Glenbrook South. I think there were like 80 to 100 guys in the involved in choir in the high school, and then you know the elite group of this a cappella group of 9 guys that you had to audition for. Usually would have like 30 to 40 kids auditioning for like 2 to 3 spots, and you know, a lot of those guys in that group were kind of athletes, you know, football players, you know, definitely very, you know, I would say fairly popular kids in the school that kids wouldn't make fun of because it was kind of like, I could back it up and we were actually really good. So there weren't too many comments. If anything, there was more like jealousy that, you know, girls were swooning over us singing and they weren't up there singing themselves. So, Good question. Definitely miss it. I mean, it was a big part of my life. Something that people don't really realize is I almost went to college to be a vocal performance major. It was definitely on the table of something I was thinking about doing. I didn't actually go audition for schools, but I didn't go that route because when you're doing that to major in it, like what do you get? Like, there's some of my friends went and majored in like pop singing. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, catch a break? Like, it was very, very selective on, you know, making it. And a lot of those friends still are kind of like living the music life of, you know, day by day of what money they're bringing in for each gig, and it's not as comfortable of a lifestyle. And I even thought of maybe being a choir teacher, but and going the music ed route with a vocal performance major, but you know, that is what, 1, maybe 2 at a bigger school, choir teachers in the school, compared to, you know, 8 to 15 depending on the size of the department in other areas, you know, PE, math, all things like that. So it was just more of a risk that I wasn't willing to take, and I'm actually glad I didn't. I think I made the right choice, but definitely miss it. I think maybe when I get older, you know, maybe doing something, you know, when I'm done teaching or when my kids get older, I have a little more free time. We'll see, but I also think that my voice is kind of shot with how much coaching and yelling I do, and definitely don't have the pipes that I once had. So I don't know. I think the last time I sang was at our wedding, and that was really helped me with kind of like something every high schooler kind of goes through, or an adolescent goes through, of insecurity, you know, about themselves, of like putting themselves out there and taking risks, you know, because you're singing on a stage in front of, you know, we had a school of almost 3,000 kids, and you're on a, you know, stage that fits, you know, over 1,000. I think maybe it was 1,300 people in the auditorium it would fit, if not maybe a little more. And so you're sitting there singing in front of that many people, or in front of your peers, where, you know, stage fright and things like that come into play. And, you know, you really got to like get over some of those insecurities and start to gain some self-esteem and confidence in that spot. Kind of helped me with being in front of crowds, public speaking, things like that. I think that's one of the biggest things I gained, just confidence in myself and in front of a crowd and when people and all eyes are on me.
When it gets cold outside and you've got no